Hey, welcome to More Better Golf. It's the first day. You're gonna need some weights. Light, medium, heavy. Depends on your own kind of personal preferences and how hard you want to work. Golf club for sure. Something wedge, mid iron, towel, and a mat, unless you're on something soft. So for all the stuff we're doing today, we're gonna work with 18 reps. We're gonna do 2 sets. We got 2 blocks, 2 nines, front 9 and back 9. First, we got to get warmed up. So we're going to do some stretches to get our body ready. First, we're going to work on overhead, reach all the way to the floor with a little shoulder external rotation. Touch the toes, come back up, reach as high as you can. Every time you come up, try to stretch your hands as far back as you can, just like you need to for your backswing, up and down. This is a good point to start working on breathing too. Second move we're going to do, we're going to cross our legs, try to touch our toes. Back leg should be a little bit straight. Now we're going to work on our pelvic tilting. Arch the back, flatten the back. We're doing this in the golf stance, so you're ready for doing this when you're actually playing the game. Last thing, rotation, left and right. Shift your weight towards that front pivot leg. One more thing. Squats. Let's do some squats. Up and down, 5 times. Lower the butt, raise the butt. Squeeze the cheeks at the top. Okay, we're on to the front 9. First set. So weights are up to you. I'm going to start with something kind of light. You could grab 1 weight or 2 weights. So I got 1 weight. We're going to do a squat, and we're going to pivot. Squat, pivot the other way. So the pivot is just like swinging through the ball. Again, we're going to go for 18 total repetitions. So you got 18 squats, you got 9 pivots to each side. Every time you pivot, try to shift your weight over the top of that foot. We're working on our rotation through our hips, rotation through our trunk. And you want to think about good posture, good spine alignment. So we're not hunching our back every single time that we do this. I'll make sure that you can see from the side as well. Second move we're going to do, grab a couple weights. We're going to work on trunk rotation in a golf stance. Row, up and down. This is called seesaw row. Keep your eyes fixed on the ground. Every time you row, your trunk rotates, your spine moves, your shoulder blades move, but you pick a spot on the floor and just stare at it the whole time, just like you're staring at the ball. Up and down. I recommend using light, medium weights for all this stuff. Okay, got 2 more exercises to do for this front 9 group. Gotta make sure I can see which ones they are though. Alright, grab your weights. Now this should be light medium at most. We're internally and externally rotating. I've got 8-pound weights in my hand. You could use 5s, 3s, 2s, nothing. Anything hurts, drop your weight. So we're spinning around our upper arm and trying to keep that same angle between that upper arm and our body. So that external rotation, or bringing our hand back, that's what we do in our backswing. Everything else should stay lined up nice, good posture. You want to keep things even lined up better. Squeeze your butt cheeks a little bit. Okay, 1 more move for the front 9, first set. Now we're going to work on little bit of our core. We're going to work on lower half of our body moving and upper half staying still. So anchor yourself, tight tummy muscles, knees bent 90, rotate left and right. So somewhere 45, 60 degrees. If it hurts at all, do less. We're doing 9 to each side. We're going to get 18 total again. That's kind of the idea. We're just kind of keeping with that golf theme. 9 and 18. Nothing should be too fast here. It should be controlled. Pay attention to the muscles that are working through the middle of your body. Definitely should feel like your core muscles are tight, firm. Okay? First set of the front 9 done. Towel off, grab something to drink. Get ready because you're going to do it all over again. Okay, anytime you got to take a pause longer than I do, just pause the video. Alright, second set, I'm going to take 2 weights instead of 1. Squat, pivot. So you can always modify these things a little bit. Don't go as deep. Don't go as fast. We want to make sure that we're getting some rotation through all these moves. This is a rotation workout. We want to keep our spine alignment good too. Just like when we're playing golf, we want to make sure our spine is in a good position. From the side, straight back, no hunches, no curving of that upper back shoulder blade area. All right, we're going to show that row from the side. Rotate, rotate. Keep your head fixed. Stare at the ball. Pick a spot. Make sure you know you're staring down while you're pivoting. Just like when you're going into your backswing, coming down through your downswing, you want to make sure that you're still got your focus on the same spot. Okay. Take a deep breath. All right, again. Now we're going to work on rotation. Drop your shoulders if you need to. Internal, external. If that is uncomfortable, pull your arms all the way down by your side. Totally fine. If you feel like you don't want to do weights, get rid of the weights. We don't have a weight in our hand except for the amount that our club weighs. If you can't control this motion, if there's pain, you got to get rid of the weights. Keep that midsection of the body tight the whole time. That's a theme throughout all these workouts. Tight tummy muscles. Okay, just get down on the floor. We got this last exercise of the front 9. Lay back, knees up, arms out, tight midsection, pivot. We've got a lot of rotation to do every time we swing a golf club. This is a great way to start getting our body prepared for all that rotation. Anything hurts, do a little less motion. You can even put your feet down on the ground and do this. The main idea is we're making the lower half move and the upper half stay still. Okay, front 9 complete. Now we got to move on to golf swings. Every workout's going to have golf swings in it. So pick something that works for where you're working out. I got to make sure I'm not going to hit walls. We're going to swing 18 times with purpose. Think about a place you're going to play golf. You can even think about hitting a particular shot. This is where you can work a little bit on the things that you know you need to improve on. Swing plane, body mechanics, pressure through your feet, more through your toes versus your heels. You need to shift your weight more towards your front foot. make sure that you pivot so that you get your belt buckle region pointing at the target every single time. One of the big things about playing golf, if you don't get to play very often, is your body gets unaccustomed to the fact that you got to do certain things. This is a way that you can work out and you can have your body get used to golf type movements. Swing, pivot. Just because I'm doing this workout in the hallway, I'm using a short club. You got more space, you can use something longer. Make sure it's something that works for you, but this is something you can do anywhere where you can swing a golf club. It's the main idea. Every time I swing, I got to think about I'm swinging to a point. I'm trying to hit a target. Because if I just swing and I don't think about it, it doesn't do me any good. Okay. Finished the front 9. Got to hit the back 9. Pause if you need to. Grab something to drink, towel off. We're going to get to the second group of exercises. You got 1 weight or 2 weights. It's up to you. Okay? We're going to hold it in front of the chest, whether it's 1 or 2, and we're going to lunge. Take a step back, drop, and twist over the front leg. Drop, twist over the front leg. Now, as you're doing this lunge move, you want to make sure your feet are not too narrow. They should be about the same width as your hips. As you drop down, you want to keep your upper half over the top of your lower half. So we're not leaning forward, we're staying tall. That rotation motion, how much you get, is kind of dependent on the flexibility of your body. Should feel like there's effort, but you can't make it through a lot of reps. 18 reps for a lunge is a lot. You might feel your balance get wobbly. You might feel like you can't come straight back up. That's totally fine. If you need to slow down, slow down. You can always pause if you need to. All right, next, we're going to do some bicep curls. Point the palms backwards. Now you're going to bend your elbow, pull the palms forward, up and down. It's a simple move, but we're rotating through our lower part of our arm. Tighten up your midsection. Make sure you're doing this with purpose. We're not trying to pull our upper arm forward. Our elbows should stay by our sides. Good reason to use lighter weights. This isn't where we build bulk, we're building endurance. Palms back, palms up. Palms back, palms up. Slower is often better. So if you got to slow down to get through 18 repetitions, do it. Okay, we got 2 more moves for this first set of the back 9. All right, we're going to work on some rowing motion down on the floor. Tighten up the tummy. We're going to do this kind of wide fly upper back motion. Again, pick your spot down below. We're not trying to turn our head. We're just rotating through our shoulder, our thoracic spine, coming back down. We got some weight bearing through one arm, both of our hips, both of our knees. If this position bothers your knees, just stand up, do the same kind of alternating reverse fly motion. We need a lot of this as we swing a golf club. So if you can do this with some weight, doing it with a golf club is going to be a lot easier. You're going to get 9 per side. Okay. Last move with the back 9. We're going to lay down into a bridge position. Knees bent, heels towards the butt. Okay. As we lift our hips up, we're going to reach over the opposite shoulder. Lift, opposite shoulder. So now we're getting some twisting as we're lifting. This bridge and reaching over is going to make you want to go higher and higher, kind of slide your body away from your heels. So you may want to think about, as you come back down, push your butt towards your heels. How far you reach across your body is kind of up to you. Up and over, up and over. As you get to the top, you should feel your glutes get tight, your hamstrings get a little tight. If you want to pause a little longer, go a little slower, that's totally fine. But again, we're getting 18 total reps. We're getting 9 per side. All right. First set of the back 9 done. Take a little break. Grab a towel. Grab something to drink if you need to. We got to get on to that second set. Well, this is usually where things start to get tired. We're on the back 9. We're in the home stretch. Got to be able to keep swinging the club and making good contact. So we need endurance. So we're going to do the same exercises. We're going to start with this lunge motion. Okay? We're going to take a big step back. 1 weight or 2 like I have. Pivot over the front leg. Every time you step, pivot. If you feel like your balance gets a little bit too squirrely, go slower. Get rid of the weights. But we want to make sure that we get the most out of the time we're doing this stuff. Lunges are a great way to build lower body strength, but because we're holding weights in the hands, we're working the upper body, arms, core, back. By getting that rotation, we're teaching our upper half, our thoracic spine, how to move against some sort of resistance. Okay, that one's done for the day. We got to do this bicep curl move next. If you felt like the weight was fine, stick with the same weight. Palms back first. Feet about shoulder width. As you bring your palms up and back to face your shoulders, you should feel a good squeeze in your bicep. As you bring your arms down and your palms face backwards, you should feel a good squeeze in your triceps. You're getting both sides. This is a bicep curl, but if you do it right, at the bottom part of the motion, you should feel your triceps contract. If you feel your body rocking too far, front to back, do a little kickstand. Put one leg behind the other one. Bicep curl is one that's done for a lot of different reasons. We definitely need our arms working for us when we're doing all this stuff. Okay? 2 moves to go. We're going to get down on our hands and knees. We're going to do that reverse fly, 1 arm at a time. Hands can be a little narrow to begin with. Elbow's going to be bent as you come through. I got to bend it just enough so I don't smack the wall as I'm going up. But you should feel this all the way through your back of your shoulder blade, upper back. But keep your gaze fixed right between where the weights are. Pick a spot, just stare at it. There's no reason to move your head with this. We want to dissociate how our head moves from our body movement. We don't want to be dictated by how our body moves because we want to be able to look at the ball. Okay, we're done with weights. Got our last move. Again, pause if you need to. I'm going to keep cruising. We can get through this fast or we can go slower. We got that bridge and reaching over. Anchor everything down below. Lift. Reach over the other shoulder. Lift. Reach over the other shoulder. Every time that you pivot up there, you want to feel like the back half of your body is squeezing tight. Up and down. If you got to slow it down a little bit, if you can't go quite as far, if you can't reach as far, that's okay. You can even make this just a little bit of a bridge and try to reach over, or just the bridge by itself. Let your body be the guide. You don't want to feel like you're doing something that's going to cause pain. You want to feel like you're getting tired. Just like as you're hitting that last few holes of the back 9 of 18, you're starting to get a little tired. It's harder to swing the club the same. Okay. Back 9 complete. Let's do some golf swings. Same idea. Grab your club. We're going to swing the club 18 times. Take a few deep breaths. Just like if you're getting up to hit a tee shot, you want to make sure that you can do it under control. My heart rate, 135. So I'm getting my heart rate up for this for sure. That's good. Set everything up. Start swinging. Back and through. Make sure you're doing each swing with intention. You're not doing it just to swing, just to get movement. You're doing it with purpose. You want to make sure your swings are good. You have a bad swing, it's fine. Next one, fix it. What'd you do wrong? This is where you get a chance to practice the right way. So when you actually get out to play, you're going to do it even better. Now, a lot of us that don't get to play as much, we're not playing every week, or maybe not even playing every month. This is how we can keep our bodies ready. So when we do play, we're going to get the most out of it. You can practice full swings. You can practice abbreviated swings, punch shots. You can play around with your golf clubs if you got enough space. Prepare for hitting something longer, long irons, hybrids, fairway woods, even driver. Most of the time though, just getting something in the middle of the bag, 8, 7, something like that. It'll get your body working towards that motion. So when you get out there and get on that first tee of actually playing, you're so much more ready for it. Nothing wrong with taking a pause. Take a breath. Okay. That was 36 total swings. Now we're just going to cool down. Cooling down is not a big part of the program, but we want to make sure we stretch things. We just spent a good amount of time working out. Going to cross the legs, reach overhead, reach for the floor. And just hang there. Now this could be 5 seconds, it could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 30. If you're tighter in places and you know you are, stretch it more. This is just a little bit of a guide to get some of the main things that are important for stretching our body for golfing. We got to be able to reach overhead. We got to have the flexibility so it doesn't stop us through part of our swing. I'll get through each side a couple times. Part of this too is working on your breathing. Inhale, exhale. Get your heart rate to slowly come down. See if you can get yourself to the point where you've got this nice elevated heart rate. Work on some cardio. We're going to get down into a runner's lunge and then pivot. One leg far back. If you got to drop your knee, drop your knee. This is the world's greatest stretch, is what it's called. Step back. Big lunge. Pivot. We're going to get hip flexors on one side. We're going to get a hip on the other side for rotation. We're going to get some thoracic rotation. You can just hang there for a little bit. This is a great one for golfers. And if you can't get low, don't go low. Just do it up high. Work on that rotation. We need things to pivot around our hips, our spine, our ankles, our shoulders. If we can get a little bit more control with that rotation mobility, it's going to translate to better control while we're doing other things. All right, just gonna keep stretching it out. You can spend as long as you want here. Really work on that rotation though. I mean, that's so important. After this, we're gonna move on to some stretches where we get to get all the way down on the floor. So we're gonna start on our side, both knees bent, arms reaching out in front, slide as far as you can. You need to come back, rotate as far as you can. So this one's called the open book. Trying to get some thoracic rotation. Try to stabilize that lower half of the body by keeping the hips at 90 and the knees at 90. If your top knee wants to pop up, just grab it with that hand and you can kind of anchor it down a little bit. It gets you a little more stretch through that outer part of your hip, through your glutes. And again, you can spend longer there. Just gives you a few different ideas about how you can stretch some of these different motions. So we'll get the other side. And if you don't have room, like I'm doing this in a hallway, modify it, change your angles a little bit. Do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be in a gym. You don't have to have all the equipment. You just have to have a few simple things. You can get a lot done. The key is consistency, though. If we're going to make something change in any way, shape, or form, we've got to be consistent about working on it. Okay, now we're going to roll over on our back. We're going to do a little classic kind of figure four. Cross the legs. You can reach through and grab the other thigh. You can grab both legs. If you got any knee issues and you don't want to torque on that knee, support it a little bit more. You're trying to feel some stretch through your hips. And then we're going to swivel over and get a little bit more of that rotation now, lower half of the body. Breathing in and out. Every time you exhale, feel like you can go just a little further. And we've all got asymmetries, left and right. One's tighter, one's not, one's stronger, balance is different, all that stuff. So if you got to spend more time on one side because it's tighter, that's totally fine. And if it just so happens to help loosen something up that makes you swing a golf club better and have a little more fun, bonus. Lots of good breathing. Heart rate should really be kind of coming back down by the time you're done cooling down. You feel like you've gotten back down into, maybe not all the way back, but near to your normal kind of heart rate with daily activities. Now, a lot of people get tight through their hips. You can do this one sitting as well throughout the day. Just sitting in a chair, cross your legs, pull that top knee up. You can do some of this rotation stretching sitting in your chair, whether you're at work or at home. But this is a good way to do it if you've got the space. Big stretch, like you're just waking up in the morning. You did it. Good work. That was rotation, week 1, day 1. Next up, day 2, we got stability coming up. Join us for that next one.